Thursday, a huge day of sports on ESPN and ABC. What a great day for sports fans. 9 a.m. Eastern. ESPN reaching first round U.S. Open coverage from Pinehurst. Later at 3, World Cup soccer coverage begins with host Brazil taking on Croatia. And then ABC brings you Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Coverage begins from Miami at 8:30. Tip-off shortly after 9 Eastern. A special sports day on Thursday.
You want to win? You make the turnaround play right here. The turnover, Kawhi Leonard hustles, not only alters the shot, but because of this work that he put in, Manu Ginobili is able to not only rebound it, but draw a foul and the penalty. The great Rudy Tomjanovich called these turnaround plays, and that is done by great effort.
Ginobili will shoot free throws again. They're in the penalty. Ginobili was the one that got fouled. Meanwhile, Leonard, by the way, did make all-defense second team this year, as he has become one of the most talented defenders in the league. And look during the regular season how valuable he was as Ginobili hits the first free throw. 54-12 when he played, 8 and 8 when he missed. He missed 16 games with a broken right hand. His value at both ends of the floor. Did not play well in the first 2 games, but he has been excellent here tonight in Game 3.
And Greg Popovich takes out Parker and Duncan, playing Patty Mills and Splitter.
Blocking foul call on Ginobili. That's 4 on Ginobili, 4 team fouls on San Antonio. It's Ginobili, Leonard, Splitter, Diaw, and Mills.
1.
Starting 5 of the game for Miami. Gaines, Mills tried to throw the charge. Bad pass,
4,
deflected.
5,
Fox knocks
6,
it away. Mills
7,
tips it ahead to Ginobili. And there's another one of those plays you talk about, Jeff. A guy diving on the floor to tip it to a teammate.
9,
You want to win? Be first to the floor. Be first in the air and the first down the floor. That's how you win. These teams are so good,
10.
as Wade with a beautiful move. That's how you get a chance to separate yourself.
1,
What did the great Rudy Tomjanovich say?
Call it a turnaround play.
Okay.
2,
He should be
3,
in the Hall of Fame, too, by the way.
3 championships with the Rockets. Leonard
4,
kicks it out. Mills for
5,
3. Splitter the offensive
6,
rebound, and they'll reset. 16-point lead with 4.5 remaining.
Just think about how many coaches in this league take out Tony Parker and Tim Duncan in Game 3 of the NBA Finals
8,
to close out.
9, 10.
Backs it in. 28 for Leonard, the most he scored in his NBA career, regular season and playoffs.
And LeBron James has just not been as aggressive trying to get to the basket tonight.
Lewis for 3. Rashard Lewis, 5th straight playoff game. He's had double figures. 14 points for Lewis, 4 of 5 from downtown. Ginobili nearly traveled. Leonard with 5 to shoot, pulls back. Leonard with 2 to shoot, drives.
1.
Off balance, draws the foul on James. As the shot clock was expiring, and that's 5 fouls on LeBron James. He had the 5 fouls, remember, in the Indiana game in Game 5 of the conference finals.
Give me Patty Mills anytime, anywhere. Shooting, hustle, team first attitude.
Mills just 25 years old. They list him as 6 feet tall. Don't know if he's that tall.
It's 5'8".
From Australia, who played his college ball in St. Mary's.
2,
As Leonard hits that, Mills was a second-round pick of Portland. His first 2 years with the Blazers didn't play much. Had a season in China and then signed as a free agent with San Antonio. This is his 3rd year. You see, back in the Olympics in 2012, he led all scorers. He's been a terrific player for his national team, and this year became a key rotation player for the San Antonio Spurs.
And last year, did not play much for him.
Corey Joseph played a lot of minutes for them last year.
4, 5, 6,
But Patty Mills
7,
has certainly showed up this year and responded. He stayed ready.
And he lost weight. He lost 10 to 15 pounds. And he got himself in better shape.
Wade drive, blocked from behind. And Leonard falls to the foul. That's 4 on Kawhi Leonard. Wade's going to go to the free throw line with 3:19 remaining. What a turnaround performance from Kawhi Leonard. He was normally not surrounded by the media, but in the past couple of days, many questions about what's going on. You've been struggling a bit, and he simply said, and he doesn't say many words, he simply said, I have to play better, I have to be more aggressive. No excuses. He owned the fact that he had not played up to par. And if I'm Pop, I tell him this after the game. Don't tease me. What you did tonight, you can do the rest of the way. You've got to stay aggressive, and you've got to challenge the best player in the world on the defensive end.
Right, you may not make an inordinate amount of threes,
1,
but you can
2,
be
3.
that guy.
Whistle. And a foul call, I believe, against Miami.
No, I think it's a blood thing where they take 30 seconds and
You're right, Rashard Lewis.
do whatever they do over there.
You can't dazzle us with great words and great quotes and statements and then say, I think it's a blood thing. Come on, man.
Infectious control. Is that what they call it?
Very good. Of course, game 4 will be
1,
right
2,
back here in
3,
Miami. Some of the
4,
fans heading
5.
for the exits.
They've done that before here.
1,
Number
2, 3.
starts 8:30 with an NBA countdown. Tip off shortly after 9. Will the Spurs be up 2 games to 1, just like last year? Right now, they've got a 15-point lead.
Hello, my friends.
3:16 remaining. As the
1, 2, 3,
exodus
4, 5,
has begun for many.
and
Of course, they remember a lot
6.
of fans left game 6 in the final minute before one of the most incredible comebacks we've ever seen. Remember that scene of them trying to get back in the arena, and you couldn't get back in.
And all I'm going to say is, it doesn't look like they're going to make a run, but the three-point shot is so powerful that I wouldn't discount it if I was a fan.
Greg Popovich, remember we talked to him before the game, he said, you don't win an NBA championship without three-point shooting. And he's right, but fans, have you not learned your lesson? What a championship, exiting the
4,
building. You're better than that. Marker, Duncan, Ginobili,
5,
Leonard,
and
Diaw on the floor for San
1.
Antonio.
2,
Ginobili finds Duncan, nice pass, and Duncan is fouled.
3,
Tim Duncan, 12 points, 6 rebounds. And it's Ray Allen's 3rd foul. There are times you put Ginobili in a high pick and roll, and as a coach, you can lose your hair because it's stressful at times. He goes for the home run play, but he is absolutely unbelievable at an ability to hit the dive, man. The
4,
big guy rolling to the hoop with the look-away pass. You know, we talked earlier about how sometimes we take for granted LeBron James night in and night out. Sometimes same thing with Tim Duncan. Now, not crazy stats, doesn't have the big games as much as he used to, but night in and night out, when he does it both ends of the floor during the course of his spectacular career, it's just unbelievable.
38 years old,
6,
still one of the top players in the game.
James drives, layup. This is Diaw, the rebound. You're just tuning in. The Spurs had the best shooting half in NBA Finals history, as they had 71 points at halftime, shooting 76%, led by as many as 25. As Diaw fires away, misses. The Heat storm back, cut it to 7 at one point in the third quarter. And then the Spurs able to take that hit and respond in a big way as James misses. And it's going to be San Antonio, just like last year, as they alternated wins the first several games, will take a 2-1 lead.
And I'm sure in Game 4 the Heat will respond at least with their sense of urgency early on. But it's disappointing. They almost came with the mindset of thinking that this championship Spurs team was going to count themselves out.
Yeah, off 1 foot. And play continues that it hit the rim. Shot clock. You heard the shot clock, but apparently it did hit the rim, and they'll get a new 24. This will also be the first home loss of the playoffs for the Miami Heat. They were 8-0 here at the American Airlines Arena. Wade commits the foul, and we'll take our final TV timeout. 1:36 remaining here in the fourth. Spurs 107, the Heat